Five, Christy. You haven't changed at all.
Thanks, Phil. Well, I hope I've changed since then.
Why? Because you were so ugly then, huh? You wanted to... you must have been thrilled. What a deal, huh? Cover of Glamour. Well, no, I'm telling you, the boys must have just lined up at the front door. How old were you then? Maybe we better not ask. That's not fair. I won't ask you. In any event, you're still a young woman, and you are here on the occasion of the 50th anniversary of Glamour magazine, on which cover you all have found your likenesses. Let me just tell them briefly. Christy, we got the book on you, kid. First cover shot, Glamour, 1975.
I didn't know that. It's been so long, I've forgotten.
It's been a real good life, may I say. And it should also be said that you met your beloved husband while you were on a shooting assignment. Is it St. Bartholomew?
Right, St. Bart's.
St. Bart's.
Affectionately known as St. Bart's.
You mean there's actually a guy out there that met you on an island in the Caribbean?
Yeah.
That sounds too good to be true. There's a movie here somewhere, Christy. And that was in 1983. You were married in 1985.
I'm glad you know these dates.
And we should also say that you're the proud mother of 3-year-old Alexa.
Right.
And I'll bet you $100 you don't want her to be a model. Tell the people.
Well, you know, whatever she wants, whatever will make her happy. But she is so loaded with talent that I think she'll go well beyond modeling.
Yeah, you're beyond modeling, you think?
Pardon me?
She'll do more than model, you think?
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
She got her daddy's music genes.
Oh, she did. She's amazing. She's got perfect pitch. She's got a memory that's amazing. She can sing everything from nursery rhymes to you know, Broadway tunes.
Right.
Everything.
And next week she'll have her own talk show. How do you think that makes me feel? Beverly?
Yes.
Here you are again, the highlight of your career, an appearance on the Donohue show. We know how thrilled you must be. You've been modeling for 17 years. It doesn't look like you're old enough to do that.
17 years?
That's what it says here.
Well, I started at a very young age. I was 2 years old. And, you know, I've just been working at it ever since.
Your daddy did not like this at all.
Oh, absolutely not. You know, I come from a professional family, and I wanted to be a lawyer when I was growing up. And so when I announced to my family that I wanted to be this model, and my dad said, "What's model in New York? Are you serious? You're kidding." And so he wasn't too thrilled at all. As a matter of fact, he said no. And it was my mom who took me to New York, and, you know, we snuck to New York against my father's wishes, and this whole career blossomed.
We should.
And no, I do not want my daughter to become a model.
Your daughter's I met your daughter. She's gorgeous.
Yes.
And she's also 10, and I'm sure she's very talented. You don't. Tell us why.
Well, she can do anything she wants to do after the age of 30. No, I'm just kidding. She's 10 years old. She's 5'7". She's beautiful. She's nice. She's bright.
Yeah. You like that she's 5'7".
Yeah, I love that.
You know, there wasn't a long time ago when that panicked parents, a girl that tall.
Oh, absolutely.
Now, my dear, it's where the money is, if you know what I mean.
And she's very proud of it because I'm a model, and so she's tall, so she's not self-conscious about her height. And so, of course, she wants to be a model, and most likely she will be. But only after school, only after college.
You're next to Kathy Ireland. Why does she look familiar? Huh? Look at here. Tell you this. Oh, now, see what I'm telling you? I tell you, you remember when all they used to talk about is sports in this
I know she's good, but look at the bathing suit. Lovely.
I know. You ought to get yourself one
I
of
think
them.
I will.
Yeah. What a hit, Kathy. What a nice thing. Did the phone ring and say, guess what? You're on the cover of SI, or does it work this way? It does.
Yeah, they keep everything very secretive. You don't even know if your picture is going to make it in the magazine. And so the cover is very secretive. They called me up and told me.
You're from where?
Santa Barbara.
Uh-huh. We should all be from Santa Barbara. What a lovely area. You started right out of high school. Did you graduate?
I graduated from high school. I went to New York the summer before my senior year when I was 17 years old. I went for the summer. And I just felt, for me, I wasn't a very sophisticated 17. I was still a kid having fun.
Oh, yes.
And I wasn't ready for it. I went for the summer, and I was a bit disillusioned. I found out that not all the adults were good, trusting people like my parents. I met nice people, and I met some not so nice people. And I just...
Did you get off the plane at 17 in New York?
Yeah, my mom came with me the first few days and made sure everything was okay. And,
How do you do that in New York, just curiously?
It was tough.
Well, what'd you do? Did you eat out of a soup can in a small place? I mean, you had a little money walking around, did you?
I didn't have any money, really, except Elite, the modeling agency I'm with, they advanced me money to pay for my rent, to pay for food. So I was set. I was taken care of. But, I felt I was too young at that age. I went back and finished high school, got my old job back, and I started up again when I graduated.
Well, do you ever wake up at 3 in the morning like you can't sleep and you think, oh my goodness, I'm going to look like hell tomorrow because I'm not sleeping today? Is that a...
Every night. Really, but what woman doesn't? One of the best parts about modeling is that whether you model or not, you still want to look good. And you want to look good as long as you can. So that's one big plus for modeling, because you're very conscious. It's a very physical career.
Yeah, it's a very good incentive to stay thin when like 15 people are standing on set with criticism readily available.
Yes.
So you know that.
Did you ever feel yourself, I'm gonna cry, and if I cry, I'm gonna be unprofessional? Does it get this bad?
Modeling is such a physical career that what happens is you start the career when you're 17 years old, and it's physical, 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 diet, routine, makeup, massages, facials, so on and so forth, that mentally, if you're not careful, it'll stop. You stop to read, you stop to go to school, you stop learning.
Because you've worked so hard, you deserve your rest, and pretty soon you're not sure who the Vice President of the United States is.
You don't know who the Vice President of the United States is.
I think that happens to professional athletes.
Yes.
Honestly, I think they're in the locker room, and after a while, they're not sure on the bus, watching all those...
I disagree.
You do, tell me.
I think that you have 2 hours sitting in a chair, and they're doing your hair and makeup. I've got every newspaper in my lap, magazines. I'm more informed when I'm working, because it's the only time that I get those 2 hours is when I'm in that chair.
It's true. It's how you use the time. I must spend 50 hours a month on an airplane. And so you load up with books. I read more books now. I've got a list from a professor that I was at my university and said, listen, I can't be in school right now, so give me a list of all these books I should read. And on airplanes, when I have 8 hours, I can read Tolstoy. It's hard to read that kind of stuff in dressing rooms because there's all of this confusion going on. So you can read newspapers and small articles. It's just how you use the time.
But it sounds to me like you're aware of the possibility of really kind of backsliding, or just, in other words, you have to push to...
Absolutely, because basically, we are the exception, but basically, you meet a girl and she's 30 years old and she's still modeling and she sounds like a 17-year-old. And then what's really devastating is that when the career is finally over...
She has nothing to work with.
There's nothing.
Let me talk to Cindy here a minute. Sister Crawford has not had a chance here. Let me just... Did somebody come up to you in high school and say, wow, when did you really appreciate that you might have what it takes to make $1.50 in this game?
I think probably everyone here, if you ask, it wasn't like our life's ambition to be a model. I never thought about it. I was a very serious student, like just a bookworm in high school. And then I was doing a summer job that I absolutely hated. It was difficult, $3.35 an hour, to be in the cornfields in the summer picking corn, and someone said, you should try this. And I thought, well, it can't be worse than this. I think I was right.
What state was this? Where was you?
Illinois, Corn Belt. Everyone does it summer job. It's not, it's horrible work. It's horrible. But it makes you appreciate, now, when I came to New York, and even when I have hard days here, I do complain sometimes because that's just the nature of being human. But I think, God, I could be so many other places. We're so lucky.
I agree with that philosophy. So often I hear modeling gets this bum rap, like you've thrown your life away, you've spent your life taking pictures that are...
We don't feel that way.
Well,
we don't feel that way. In fact, let me just tell you what I think. Okay. I think you're like piano players. There are 9 million piano players, and about 6 are really making, be able to... And you're the 6.
But the thing that I think is different, if I was a pianist, we can't take credit for the way we look. So I have a hard time saying, well, I you know, I made it. And I did in a way, but I mean, no matter how hard I tried, if I was 5'2" and had a problem with my skin or one arm or something, no matter how hard I wanted it or how hard I tried, I couldn't be a model.
Yeah.
So what I can be proud of is for making myself a better model and maintaining my gifts. I mean, that's genetics. But I have maintained it. I take care of myself.
Yeah.
And I've worked at becoming a better model.